Hello everyone, my name is Summer Spencers, and this past weekend was the first weekend that the Summoner was available to be farmed for in Adept version, and I've got lucky enough to get this incandescent roll. Now, most of you who play this game know that Ammit AR2 is a staple when it comes to solar builds in PvE and for PvP, and this weapon just might replace that for me. The fact that it's an adaptive frame, I tend to prefer adaptive frames a little more over precision frames, just because I like that quicker time to fire, and something about the way that they really, I don't know, I can't really even explain it. They just feel better to me. That is about all I can give you. So the Adept Summoner is honestly a stat monster, like compared to some of the other adaptive frames, even the one we got this season. It's just so much better in every way. I got lucky enough to get an incandescent roll and an onslaught roll. These are both the perks I would recommend for PvE. Now, dynamic sway reduction, you could pass that out for either subsistence or really Zen moment. Anything really works here, but dynamic sway is not a bad pick, but there are better. But these are both the perks I would look for in terms of PvE, because incandescent's great for builds with any kind of solar build, and onslaught is just so much fun to use. But I will say that onslaught, if you're not used to the bumps up in RPM, it can be a little jarring to go from 600 RPM to like almost SMG territory with some crazy speeds. It can be a little jarring, but if you get used to it, it's really fun. Apparently the damage is pretty good too as well. I got light mag. I would definitely go light mag because not only does it increase that reload speed, but it also gives you range. My barrel perks aren't the best. I honestly don't. I'm going a small bore because of that little bit of extra range. This just, I mean, if you want even more handling, you could go fluted, but small bore is not the way to go. It's just what I landed. I got a reload masterwork, and I did slap on an adept range mod. As terms of the origin trait, you could go alacrity, but because of the games I'm playing today, I'll always have a full team essentially. So this is going to be doing nothing to me. So wild card is always good. Wild card. I wouldn't really go one quiet moment. There's just no real use case for this. So anyways, I'm using Dawn Chorus as well because even more Scorch, because why not? Paired with our artifact mods, raise it for precision, because why not? And as well as Flint Striker, which is the one that getting precision hits, you'll get Radiant, and then the whole chain goes over, works with incandescent. It's amazing. So hope you all enjoy the video. I'll see you next time. So for this first game, I'm going to use my incandescent roll because I really like, I'm an incandescent enjoyer, I'd say. And this is going to be chaos because it's Wellspring. I'm only doing this because the Guardian Games card, they make you. But the scope on this gun, I really like the scope. Some people say it's really boxy, and I'll admit it really is. But I really like it. It's pretty clean, honestly. The one thing that this gun does lack is it's pretty lacking in range. So that's why I slapped the range mod on it. And the recoil direction is, it's not really noticeable, but it's really bad. Like it looks really bad on paper. But when you're playing with it, it really isn't that terrible. And dynamic sway reduction is noticeable. Like when it gets kicking in, you can feel it rolling. Like you can feel it working. But I'm just saying that I feel like if you're going for an onslaught roll, which I'll be playing with in just a minute, I would recommend subsistence so you can keep it rolling. You get a kill and it gives you back some ammo, and you can just keep chaining kills like that and basically never have to reload. But my thing is the reload speed on this thing right now is so high. I'm not too worried about when I actually have to reload. It's not that big of a deal. And again, I just prefer adaptive frame auto rifles over precision frames. Ammit is craftable, so you have to take that into account. So you got the wild card, origin trait doing work there. But if you can get aside the fact that Ammit is craftable and you'll get more scorch stacks for incandescent, then I really do think this is a better pick for most content. And again, if you're running solo, you're going to want to use Alacrity because the benefits Alacrity gives you is just so good. There's no reason to use Wildcard if you have Alacrity available to you, but because I'm playing in an activity where, you know, there's 6 people, I'm never going to have Alacrity up. So I might as well use Wildcard. You can see him scorching absolutely everything. The gun itself just feels amazing. And again, if you can't get the Adept one, the normal summoner is pretty good as well. But the Adept summoner, the stat bumps are just so... It's so worth it, honestly. It's so easy now to just get... Even I could get an Adept one. And I'm not a PvP guy. Like, I got one roll. I was lucky enough to get Incandescent and Onslaught. And I was like... I called it there. I was like, that's enough for me. Because I throw hard when it comes to PvP. So I was like, that's enough for me. I'm good with that. But if I can get it, then the average player could probably get it. Passage of Persistence makes Trials, like, that's the way to go if you want to Adept roll. Because it gives you checkpoints in the card, and once you hit 7 wins, you just get an Adept version. It's wonderful. I'm also using Wither Horde because it's a special weapon that you don't have to really focus on. So I can, you know, use it and swap back to the summoner since that's what the video's on. It's just kind of a no-brainer. The other thing about Incandescent is obviously it works better in activities where there's denser enemy groups, because if they explode and there's no one nearby, then Incandescent's doing nothing. So, but with Onslaught, you can get a kill and then bring it over to a different group and then just mow through them. So there's also that to consider. There's just pros and cons to both of them. Because again, Onslaught, that has no synergy with any kind of subclass. So there's no solar synergy there. But it is just kind of a workhorse perk. Like, it's gonna do work, like, no matter what scenario you're really in. I just prefer Incandescent because, again, I'm using a solar build right now. And it's always just... This season's so solar focused, too. There's really no reason not to. Unless you just really want to use Onslaught. So that was a quick game with Incandescent, and we're going to do another one just so I can showcase the Onslaught roll as well. So again, the whole thing with Onslaught is it stacks up to 3 times. You get a kill, it just bumps up the RPM. So that's normal. 1 kill, you can immediately see how fast you're firing. And again, if you're not used to that, it can be really jarring. So if you're looking for general consistency, I would definitely I've probably already said this, but if you're looking for consistency, I would stick with Incandescent. But Onslaught is so fun. Like, it is really, really fun. So if you just want a good time and you're doing like content like this, where you can kind of just afford to mess around, I would 100% take Onslaught. It is it can be situational, but see what I mean? But when it's going, it's going. I'll say it, another thing, it works well with dynamic sway reduction because with dynamic sway reduction, you want to be laying on that trigger. And with this, you're going to be laying on the trigger, like, obviously. Oops. Sorry. That was on me. See, like, there's no way you look at that and can tell me that that is not something that you want to do. You can literally just sit in front of guys and just shred them, like, instantly with Onslaught, and that is so fun. Like, what? Look at that. It's a bullet hose. Even when like, without Onslaught, it's great. Like, it works so well. So all you're doing is just increasing the rate of fire. That's it. There's no real negative drawbacks except that it might be hard to control. That's literally it. When was the last time you did an Empire hunt, huh? Let me ask you that. When was the last time you sat down and did an Empire hunt? For me, it was like when I was farming Cloud Strike, which was like when Beyond Light first came out. I can't even see them. See, look at that. It shreds like insane. And then with I think Flint Striker's the artifact mod that gives you the Radiant. With that, you're just getting it so much faster because you're hitting those crits even faster. So it works even better this season as well. Uh-oh. Right. Kinda got scared there. See, like there, Onslaught completely threw me off. It really did throw me off. You get so used to 600 RPM, and then it hits you with a, you know, double that. Oh, really? We just made it. We just made it. Or well, just barely made it, rather. I did this. I remember doing this one time with Ariana's Vow, and it pops these shield generators, like, very quickly. It's like 2 hits and it's down. Uh-oh. Where are the other ones? There's one more. See that? That was not me being good at aiming. That was dynamic sway reduction. Otherwise, at that distance, like, I'm not hitting that with that amount of, like, no. I can't even see them. Okay. So that was quick activity with both Incandescent and with Onslaught. And again, either one, whatever you're going to use, it's honestly so situational. If you're using a solar build, I would always recommend Incandescent. But Onslaught is so much fun. Like, it really is so much fun. So with either one you get, if you get one of those, you're lucky to have either of them. So be happy. All right, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.